No compressors running all day long. No background noise with compressors. And these things just hit really, really hard. They're always sinking the nail heads. I mean, look at that. I mean, they're buried in the wood a good almost 1/4 inch. Now you can set the depth on these as well. We have them set so they're really sinking the nail heads good here for this framing. But the guns are unbelievable. I mean, we used air for almost 20 years. We just got these about 2 months ago. This is like our third basement with these guns, and as all my guys will contest, they love these things. Some of the big benefits, you know, for guys that do this all the time is, you know, we don't have any air hoses. We're not dragging air hoses around all day, tripping over them, moving them out of the way. You know, carrying a 100-foot or a 50-foot air hose around all day on the end of your gun, after a while, starts to get to you. You know, with these guns, it's you know, just pick it up and go to town. And again, another big factor is no noise. I mean, listening to compressors all day is next to deafening. So it's good for your hearing. You don't have to wear hearing protection. With the compressors all day long, you better have your ear protection on. Now these are using standard nails. Let me show you a box of those right here. These are the galvanized framing nails here, but they're 30 degree. Okay, they got the 30 degree slant on them, and you can put one rack of these in the gun at a time. All right, so that's one rack, and that's what the gun holds, one rack at a time. Now, you know, you get your bigger air framing guns. I know they'll hold 2 racks of these, and you won't have to load up as frequently. But this is plenty of nails on one of these clips here. I think it's 30 or 40 nails per clip. And then we just keep a couple of them in our tool belt. You know, just drop a couple down in your tool belt and have them on the side there when you're ready for it. But again, now these are Hitachi. The brand is Hitachi. Now I think they're changing the name to Metabo. All right, you can see it on the battery down here. All right, the newer guns, and I had just got these like 2 months ago. The newer guns just changed over to Metabo. They're the exact same gun as the Hitachi, but I think Metabo bought out Hitachi, or Hitachi just changed their name for some reason. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Hitachi is no longer a brand for these guns. It's Metabo. All right, now we picked these up for about $395 a gun. But we are loving these guns. They're a little bit heavier than an air nailer. I would say they're coming in right around 9.5, 10 pounds a gun, but you get used to it. And hey, if you can't lift a 9.5 pound gun, you shouldn't be framing anyway. That's the way I look at it. But the best parts, again, no compressor noise. All right, and no air hoses being drug around on the end of the gun. And these things are a real tool. I've tried different ones, and they either jam up all the time, or they just don't have enough power to sink the nail head. And this gun here, like I said, drives the nail head in there at least 1/4 inch, and every time. I mean, John, how many times have you pulled out your hammer today and had to knock a nail head in?
Not once. Not even one time.
You know, it's just, it's the real deal, guys. And again, they're not cheap at, you know, almost $400 a gun. It's not cheap, but the time it saves you, the noise factor, you know, if you just got a quick job where you need to go in and pop something up quick inside of a customer's house or around your own home, you know, you just need to fire a couple nails, a couple racks of nails, instead of dragging the compressor out of the shed and the hoses, and then you need extension cords if you're working far away from electric. And I can't say enough good things about it. I know we'll never go back to air framing, not in the basement business. And I know guys that are using these not only for basement remodeling, but to build entire houses, frame entire houses. So, I mean, again, the real deal. I know there's 2 different models. Now, ours are using the 30-degree paper strip nails. They also have the plastic strip nails where the nails are a little bit further apart and they're held together by a plastic strip rather than paper. These are 3 1/4 inch nails we're using, incidentally. 3 1/4 inch 30-degree paper strip nails. Okay, so here we got the batteries set up for this, and I was telling you it was Metabo, used to be Hitachi. You can see right here on the batteries. I bought 2 of these guns. One of them came with the Hitachi batteries, and the other one says Metabo. I guess it's Metabo. All right. So you can see they're this exact same batteries. They're just changing over from Hitachi to this name. Here's the charger. All right. These are the 3 amp 18-volt batteries. If I'm framing all day, I'll use a pair of these. I'll put a fresh one in the morning, and then about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll die, and I'll throw another one of these in. So they're really small. They're not huge batteries, which they don't take a lot of juice to run these guns. So they're not these, batteries that are like 6 inches thick, like you see sometimes. And here's our battery charger. It's got the indicator to tell you if it's charged: blue, green, red. Nice charger, pretty quiet. And here's the gun. Now the nice thing about these guns here is you can toggle between like rapid fire and single fire. You can turn it on here with the center button. You just press this down and you'll see it lights up there. And then this blue button, right now it's on single fire, but if I want rapid fire trigger, I just hold this down till the blue starts to blink. All right, now it's on rapid fire. When the battery starts to die, the red light will light up over here, and you'll know it's time to swap out the batteries. Battery clips in right in the bottom here. It's got this nice handle on the side here that you can pull out, and it's really wide. You can hook it on just about anything. Hang it on the edge of the wall, on the edge of the ladder. It's wide enough to go right over top of a 2x4 wall if you're working up in high spaces. So it's got a really nice clip on it there. What else can I tell you about it? Again, it's about 10 pounds. If I could say, the thing that I least like about it is the weight. My regular framer, my other framers that I used that were air, they were about 6.5, 7 pounds. They were light, they were small. You probably see me use them in other videos. Those were those compact pass load air framers. And they incidentally held just 1 rack of nails too. They're very small, but they weighed about 3 pounds less than this. So you got to get used to the weight of this. But I've gotten used to it already, and so have my guys. It takes a job to get used to the weight of it. But all the other benefits outweigh the weight of it, in my opinion. It's my new weapon of choice, and I'm highly recommending this gun to anybody, including homeowners that are only going to do occasional projects around their house. It just makes a great tool to have in the tool shed, man. And again, just keep your batteries charged up, and anytime you need to pop a few nails, whether you're building a doghouse or a shed or finishing your basement or remodeling your bathroom, whatever, it's just nice to have one of these in your arsenal. You can see our nailing pattern on these studs. We hit high and hit low, about 3/4 inch up and down from each edge of the plate. No compressors, no noise, and no dust. No dust either, because when you shoot that close to the floor in a basement with air, each time you squeeze the trigger, the gun will let out a dust cloud coming up off the floor, which you'll be breathing all day as well. So this alleviates that too, all the dust. Now you should always wear your safety glasses when you're doing this. I see Jonathan just snuck them on there. All right, so that's that. I know this got nothing to do with that gun we're talking about here today, but what the heck here. We're shooting our walls down here with our ram set. Figured I'd just grab a little footage. Okay, this is the ram set that's got the silencer on it. Buy this one at Home Depot. We're shooting right down to our red line there, about every 4 feet. We're driving one of those ram set pins down there. Now they're the 2.5 inch ram set pins with the yellow load, number 4 load. And that's how it's done. All right, we're not using tap cons, we're not using screws, we don't have a hammer drill going. We're just using our ram set with 2.5 inch pins to attach the bottom of our walls, all right, our treated base plate, our sole plates as they're called, to the concrete floor. And then along the top, we got another chalk line up there. I don't know how well you can see that there, but right there you got another chalk line. We're keeping the top to that chalk line. We used our laser level. You can catch that in another video we have here. We show you how to laser that line up there with our Hupar laser level. Check out that video if you want to know how we got that line up there to match the line on the floor. But the top of the wall we fasten with our Hitachi gun, same one we've been showing you in this video. So he just keeps it on the line. And right up into the bottom of the floor joist. All right, and that's how we fasten the top. You're liking that gun, aren't you?
I love this gun. It's amazing. All right. She's tight.
All right, so there's about a 20-foot wall there we just put in. Now we're going around an exterior door here. We'll cut that bottom plate out here in a couple minutes. We cut them out later, and you'll notice that the window's still framed in. We build right in front of our windows, and then we go back and we cut out the window. We put the header and the sill piece in, and cut them studs out after we get our wall up in front of our windows. And you've seen me do this in other videos, and I actually have a video here on my YouTube channel that shows you how to frame windows. And you can see that window in the bedroom also has 2 studs right in the center of it. The reason I do that is because the floor is never perfectly level. Never perfectly level in basements, probably 90% of the time. So if you try to frame your window in and then stand your wall up with the window already framed in before you put the wall in, what'll happen is if the floor runs downhill, your sill will run downhill and your header piece will run downhill because it'll follow the contour of the walls. That's why we put the wall in first, get it set, and then use our 2 foot and our 4 foot and our 6 foot level to go back in there and frame those windows in. All right, it's so much nicer, it's so much more accurate, so much more level and beautiful when you cut and frame the windows in after you build the wall. Now see, we're building this whole wall on the floor before we stand it up. Even though we're going to be going under a section of ductwork that's about 11 inches lower than the floor joist, we're not going to build it in 2 separate sections like a lot of guys will tell you. And we're not going to stick build it. We're not going to nail the top plate to the ceiling and shoot the base plate to the floor and then stick one stud in at a time and toenail it the whole way down the line. It's not the way to do it. Build your walls in one section. When you go to something lower, you change the elevation of the wall. Okay, you can see right here we've gone from a taller section of wall here, right there. Okay, this is going up to the floor joist, this section. Then we drop down 10 inches and we go the rest of the way because you can see up there we're going to be coming across the floor joist height, and then we're going to be dropping down 10 inches and going the rest of the way over with the lower section of wall. Okay, so you just build it all in one section on the floor. That way you can nail through the plates. All right, this is important. You can see we're nailing through the plates, straight into the plates and straight up into the 2x4. Now if you were stick building these, you'd have to stick the 2x4 against the plate, then you'd have to toenail in here and here. Come on the other side, toenail in here and here, down into the plate, toenailing. Well, I'm telling you now, it splits out your lumber and it's not nearly as strong as if you just nail straight through the plates into the center of the 2x4 with your nail going the way my finger is, all right? Straight in. That's the way that you want to nail them. A lot of guys will teach you on YouTube to toenail your studs in and put them in one at a time. And I'm telling you that's the wrong way to do it. If it was a better way and if it was a quicker way, I'd be doing it. All right, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've tried all different ways of framing. The way that I teach is the absolute best way to do it. The walls are stronger, okay, and it takes less time. Now it's taken these two men about 15 minutes to lay out this wall, cut these studs, and nail this wall together. So it'll probably take a homeowner, someone like yourself that's just doing it for the first time. Hey, it might take you 45 minutes. All right, it might take you an hour, but it'll be right, it'll be stronger. And I guarantee you, if you tried to do this one stud at a time, toenailing each stud in one at a time, it would take you longer than an hour to build it. It wouldn't be as strong. It wouldn't look as straight. All right, so, and again, no compressors running, nice and quiet. No air hoses. You gotta love these guns. You just have to love these Hitachi guns. We have not had to knock one nail head in with these, and we have not had one jam in these guns. This is our third or fourth basement with these guns.
Yep.
And we haven't had to stop working, unjam a gun, a bent nail in the gun. And like I said, we can keep our hammers on our side. We don't have to pull them out and constantly be going back down and knocking those nails in, because this gun sinks the nail heads really, really, really good. Okay, so we just stood that wall up in one big section. We're going to go across the bottom and shoot the bottom to the red line first. Always shoot your bottom to the red line first. Then we'll go up, and we've got a red line across the top. We've got these little blocks that we put in there. Every 4 feet that we snap the line on, we transfer our line up, and we're going to go up and shoot the top once the bottom's shot. But I wanted to show you this up in position. You can see how our taller section of wall went right up to the blocks, which is even with the bottom of the floor joist. Then we dropped down the 10 inches and we went right underneath the ductwork. All right? We actually framed it so that our wall is actually just lightly touching the bottom of that foil, on the bottom of that foil ductwork. And if it was metal ductwork, you'd be touching the bottom of the metal ductwork. All right? We didn't leave a gap. Doesn't have to be bone jarring tight up there, but it's up there, it's touching the bottom of that soffit. And we did that in one section. All right, that's about a 14.5 foot wall that we built there. And we've got about 15 minutes time in that so far. And it's just the best way to do it. All right, so he's going across the bottom again with the ram set pin gun with the silencer on it. Again, this model, and if you look in the video description, I've got links to all my products. I also have a product store for basement remodeling. You can find that gun in there. There's a link to it, as well as the Hitachi Airless Framers. We got a link to those in there as well. You can find a link to these tools, and if you're just interested in going to the link and reading more about them and doing your research on them, again, the link is in the description below this video.
If you can.
And you can see that red line right up there. Okay, you can see what's moving in and out there. We get it right on the red line. Now I guess I'll go down to the one he's going to be on next. You get it right on the red line. Is that it right there, John?
It comes to me a little right there.
Right there, okay.
Yep.
All right. You put 4 nails in them?
Yep, I'll box them in. I'll do it right now for you.
Okay, so you got a four nail pattern on those wider blocks up there. All right, because we're going every 4 foot, so we're putting a few more fasteners in those.
Right there.
Right on the red line. Box pattern. 2, 3, and 4. And on the line, looking good. Okay. Look good. That looks real good. Just such a great tool. Okay, so here's what I got with mine. Let me get this out of the window here so we don't have so much glare. It comes with this really nice heavy-duty Hitachi bag, extra tall. You can put the gun down in there, straight up and down. All right, so I guess these guns are about, oh, I don't know, 13, 14 inches tall. But you can drop that gun right down in the bag, stand it up. And you've got your Hitachi charger in there. And it came with 2 of these batteries, okay, with the 3-amp batteries. All right, kind of went off on a rant there, but I figured, hey, while I got the gun down here, and while I've got the ram set out, I might as well show you guys, these guys putting a little bit of wall action together too there. So, hey guys, if you like this video, and if you like this Hitachi gun, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, and also ticking the notification bell, that way when I do put out a new video, which is a couple times a month, you'll get a notification saying I've got another one out. The YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to the Basement Finishing Man YouTube channel yet, please do. I got a lot more good basement videos coming your way. I'll see you in the next video.